Ay, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone.
Welcome back to another YouTube video. I am still in my apartment, I'm still not training. So therefore, this video is going to be a shoe review. I've said this a million times, but I'm not sponsored by a shoe company. So I would like to believe I'll give you the most unbiased shoe rating with a pretty high level of understanding shoes. But probably more importantly, we've got another brand deal and I'm so pumped about this one. It's always cool when brands that you want reach out. I think they saw all my red lights everywhere and that I'm a bit of a geek with these sorts of things. It's called Best Cool. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right, but essentially it is red light therapy. Jacob, the engineer and founder's wife, was suffering from chronic arthritis and basically just tried to find something that was gonna solve her issues. And I'll show you right here all the benefits. It is multiple benefits, but for me personally, I just did the Ironman and my joints are really sore. Like, that is the thing about Ironman, like it really goes deep into your bones. So you use this 4 times a week, you put it on, you just switch it on, and you sit in front of it. So I'm gonna start with about 8 to 10 minutes a day and slowly build it up. I think 20 to 30 minutes is your optimum. And yeah, it basically penetrates your skin. It goes deep, especially if you've got the infrared option, which this one does have. The red light therapy over there, which is if you just wanna get 4 millimeters into the skin, and then you got the near infrared light, which goes all the way down to 100 millimeters. So we're gonna switch this on, we're gonna position it, we're gonna take these bad boys off, we're gonna position it on the ankle and we're gonna give you a shoe review. Let's switch this bad boy on. What is the L for? Before we jump into the shoe review, thank you to Best Cool for this brand partnership, and honestly just for this. Like, I'm pretty pumped on this. I'm definitely gonna use this every single day for my recovery. The benefits are endless. I'd actually like to read a few of the benefits out because I think this is just mind-blowing. So it boosts mood, weight loss, improves muscle recovery, helps hair growth, heals bone injuries, recovers memory, prevents cognitive decline, heals injuries, improves sleep quality, enhances fertility, fades scars, increases testosterone in men, boosts energy. Bro, it's endless. It's really endless. Okay, so for clarity, I'm not paid to talk about any of these shoes, and honestly, like, I've got 1 or 2 of these shoes for free, but literally just 1 or 2, and I'm not going to prioritize or talk more boldly because I got free shoes. The first one is the Puma Fast R's, which is the hype train right now. Like, these have come out with a storm. You've obviously seen that people are saying the efficiency rate is 2 to 3%, whatever the case may be. And it is true. These are incredibly quick. As you can see, mine are absolutely destroyed. I've done 2 races in them, and I put them in the washing machine, which I do with all my shoes, and maybe I shouldn't do that, but they are completely done. So don't do that. They're obviously very finicky, which is extremely disappointing to see, but they are what they say they are. They're extremely quick and currently my go-to. However, the one thing that I noticed about the Pumas is they are very quick, and I think the fastest shoe. However, it requires you to use a lot of your feet muscles. Like, I don't know how that makes sense, but it really requires you to use a lot of your feet muscles to go quicker. And over a 5, 10 or 21K, that's pretty good and it's fine, but in the marathon it brought me to a walk. So if they're fast and they bring you to a walk, but then again, I didn't train in them enough. So there's that balance. I have seen people say that they suffer from quad cramps because of the shoe, but I'm still going to do my everything to be able to race in these because I do think they're the fastest. So I'm going to try training them more and see if it can become a better fit for me. But yeah, these are the Puma Fast R's. And also, my shoe review, I'm not going to be telling you about the exact carbon or the millimeter drop. I'm going to tell you my ride, my feel, and what I think about the shoe. But I would currently say that this is my top pick for a carbon shoe. You obviously see like there's very little here, and it does feel almost like you're racing in a high heel, that's for sure. But it really, like, it still feels pretty stable. The immediate feeling I get is it's almost like my feet muscles in between my toes for the first time in their life have been activated. And it really feels like you stretch out and you get that toe off. and it's really good. But as I said, like I felt in training that I was like, it feels like I'm using my feet more. It feels like I'm using the outside of my feet more. And maybe that is why I'm running quicker, because it really utilizes like the natural running style. I don't know, but that's just the feel I get. And then to back it up, I came to a walk in my Ironman. And I came to a walk in my Ironman because I cramped in this part of my foot. So yeah, it is the fastest, but like I'm a professional athlete, you know, and I'm hurting in them. So for an age grouper, it's a bit of a tricky one. Like, would I recommend it? Yes, because it is the fastest. There's no doubt. I haven't done professional tests, but when I do intrinsic feeling when I'm running, they're the quickest. So number one, this, but with some not so great points. Number two, I can't separate the two. There's two different uses for them. We've got the Asics Metaspeed Sky, the previous version. So not the new one that just was released, the Magic or whatever it's called. And we got the Alpha Flies, the Alpha Fly 3s. Two very, very different shoes, like two very different rides. I'm not the type of person that judges my racing shoe based off like the ride or like what I'm looking for, lightness. I'm literally basing my shoe off which do I believe is the quickest. And I would say that these would be the second quickest shoes, but there are different rides, and potentially for different races I'd pick them differently. If I'm doing a marathon and I'm not using the Puma Fast R's, definitely the Alpha Flies. They're clunky, they're bouncy, there's a lot to them, they're slightly heavy. They just absorb a lot of the breakdown the muscles give. That is the feel I get with these shoes. And honestly, I would say my all-time favorite, my go-to, my safe bet would be this. And you know, when you're wanting to run under, you know, whatever, 320, 330 per K, maybe something else, but like most of the people watching this are not going to go anywhere near to those paces. So the Alpha Fly is a great shoe to pick. But to size it up against the Puma, I can't say. Unfortunately, what you're going to see in a lot of what I give here is like, it really depends. Like each shoe has its purpose. But yeah, that is kind of my take on the Alpha Fly. Really good shoe, but it is clunky, it is awkward, but it's fast. It's fast and it absorbs. So it's still a shoe you will see me racing, definitely. And I got my fastest 10K in these shoes. My fastest half marathon. Just I would say the safe bet of all shoes. The upper is really nice. It kind of like, it's very, very, very breathable, but the heel is a bit of support. Yeah, I don't know what else much to say about this shoe. It's the closest thing to the natural shoe feel I get, and it's still a very quick shoe that is worn by multiple triathletes across the board. So this would be coming in my second or third, definitely, and I will race in this shoe. So those are the shoes so far that I definitely will race in the season, and I would rather pick these for 5, 10 or half marathon. I think that is kind of where I'd go. And I'm going to go to the worst one, and I'm so sorry, Saucony. Other people like it, but really I bought these shoes full price. I tried to get free shoes from them. I really don't like the Saucony. I don't even know what they're called. The Endorphin series. I got a discount at Run Store, so shout out Run Store, but I really did not enjoy this shoe. It is just extremely bouncy, like just too bouncy. You know, maybe because I'm running too fast, maybe for a 4 minutes to 5 minutes per K, this could be a really good shoe, but I just felt like it slows down my contact time with the ground. I don't want to be on the ground. I want to be in the air. This, I feel like it slows down my contact ground. It feels like I have to use a lot of stabilizing muscles. It honestly just feels slow. Does that mean I'm never going to use the shoe? No, I think it's a great training shoe. You know, I'm not someone that wants to be running in just one shoe. I want to be able to train, and I think this is a great tempo shoe. But for the price, this one's a miss for me. And I'm sorry, Saucony. And I'm probably never going to get a Saucony deal. But I did not enjoy them. Another one that I was pretty disappointed in was these New Balance Fuel Cell, the London edition. Again, the new one has just dropped. But I don't know, man, this is a beautiful looking shoe. I put it on in the store, at Run Store, and I really enjoyed the feel of it. But going out, it just felt like nothingness. It felt the furthest away from a super shoe It felt like there was something in there, but like I was just like, I don't know, someone could lie to me and say I don't have a super shoe on and I just have really good legs, if that makes any sense. So New Balance, and the sad part about this is I really like New Balance as a brand. I like their fashion sense. There's so much. Their everyday trainer right now from New Balance is the one I use and the one I will buy full-heartedly. So I would love to see the new versions of these and see if it is an upgrade, because if it is an upgrade, New Balance would become my favorite brand right now. But also a bit of a miss there. Not so much of a miss, just not my cup of tea. We got these vaporflies, the new vaporfly. Oh, not the brand new ones just came out like a week ago. A good shoe, but again, like if you have the option between this and the Alpha Fly, like go for the Alpha Fly. Even if you have the option between this and the Asics Meta Speed Sky, I'd probably go the Asics Meta Speed Sky. These are very, very fast. The thing that I didn't like the feel about is there's almost like too little underneath the forefoot. So if you look here, like it just feels like there's nothing there really. Not a bad shoe. I like it to use it on for like 200s on the track, but it's not something that I would buy to race in, for sure not. Another carbon shoe that I have run in is the Under Armours, which this shoe review might actually shock some people. This is better than New Balance than Saucony, I believe. Like, this is a really decent, my previous sponsor was Under Armour. But you know, it's not faster than the Pumas, it's not faster than the Alpha Fly, definitely not. I would say this is pretty in line with the New Balance Fuel Cell. That's the kind of ride I would feel, but it feels really nice in the shoe. So everyone that's kind of worn this, they actually really like the feel of the shoe, but it is a bit heavy, it's a bit hard, but it's actually pretty decent, and I know that they're coming out with a new one soon, so I'm really keen to try that one.
Little swap over.
Little swapperoo. And then out of the carbon shoes, obviously we have the OGs. I'm not going to dive into this too much. I mean, great shoe if you can get for these for a good price. But the Alpha Fly 3s are of course better. But if like we're talking price range and you can find these for a good price, I mean, I've put miles and miles and miles onto these, and I still think they fight with some of the top of the range ones. But yeah, these are pretty, actually really good, to be honest. Like, if you can find these for a good steal price, race in these, I would say, like, definitely. Then we're gonna look at the one that has got a lot of hype around, a lot of hype. Like, people are running fast times in these Adi Zero Adidas Pro 4. A very light shoe, a very responsive shoe, no complaints whatsoever. If I had to like put it in like a type of feel, it is matching up to the feel of the Puma Fast R, in between the Puma Fast R and the Asics. That's where I'd give it. Why haven't I raced in it, you may ask? That is kind of the question, and I really don't know why just yet, because it is a fast shoe. I think for me the heel is just not supportive enough. I don't know, it's a weird one. Like, there's no complaints. It's a good shoe, it's fast, it's proven to be quick, but for some reason I haven't picked to race in it yet. I've also trained a lot in them, so in the back of my mind I'm like, I'm not buying another pair of these, they're so expensive. But I must say, this is a good shoe, and it would go on the same, maybe even better than the Alpha Fly and Asics. I can't really say. I'm still trying to work this one out, to be honest with you. I want to review these ones because, again, not a fan of the New Balance fuel cells. I kind of got these hoping that this would be like an everyday trainer. Run anything with a bit of gravel or anything, you feel it. It's weird. Like it's like there's nothing to the shoe. Like, look, if you can come in here, man, like look at that inside. Like, you can press and I don't know. It's
super soft.
It's almost too soft. It's not the back. It's good. Look, again, I'm still going to use this shoe because what I do like about it is it's the closest thing in today's era that I can get to ground running, like natural running, I feel like. So I do use this shoe for like really easy runs, especially when I go on the grass, because it's the closest thing I can get to grass running almost, but not a fan. But then to save New Balance, they brought the 1080s. My favorite everyday trainer. Like, I will buy 5 of these and just rotate them almost. Not true, but I would use these for 80% of my runs. I think if someone had to come to me now and say, I only have budget for one shoe, what shoe would you buy? I would say the 1080s. Like, there's no carbon in them, but the foam is really nice, that it is fast. But yeah, it's just, as an everyday trainer, I think the 1080s are the best shoe on the market. I haven't tried the Nova Blast or the Super Blast from Asics. I've heard good things. I haven't tried, I know Brooks has a good everyday trainer. I haven't tried Invincible. I haven't tried enough everyday trainers, but I almost don't need to after running in this shoe. It's a really, really good shoe. The Supernova, I like it. The thing I don't like is the sizing. The sizing is very off to the Nike, like everything else. So I had to change my size 3 times and ended up in a 10.5, which is not my size. I'm like 9. So that was interesting to me. I like it. It's a nice shoe to do some like tempo work in. That is one of my shoe rotations. So if we're talking shoe rotations, these are kind of the 2 main ones. Another shoe that would shock people that I really like is the Under Armour Elite. I still use this shoe, not sponsored. I still use this shoe. I think it's a very, very good, it's the closest thing to the 1080. I really do enjoy it. Oh. My red light time's done, boy.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's obviously slightly warm, but you don't really feel anything. It's like, it more penetrates the skin, and it's proven to do wonders. So you guys are goats. Thank you for sponsoring this video. I will put in the description where you can get this. I highly, highly recommend. People always ask me like, how do I recover? How do I not get injured? This is a small investment. It's really not that pricey. I don't know the exact price, but you'll see in the description. And I think it could definitely help you in your recovery and in everything, general boost mood and stuff.